Upon the development and the continuation of the part 1 of the Bodhidharma video, I have left off at the separation of the two houses that now are of one house, said house being Shaolin. Within said separation of the houses, each being driven itself by particular Shi and Sha, yin and yang, you could say. And in each individual within each particular house, a yin and yang within each yin and yang. You rise to the Shijin, and you're also left at the house of the Wushu. And within these particular houses, you see different symbolizations of how they are meant to essentially express, behave, and take on said suffering. Within these each individual particular houses, and within each a particular house, a particular individual, each containing a particular house themselves, the more you divide the self away from the self, you may create a momentum in the opposing pole, which when you multiply the self potentially exponentially into the light, you may achieve such a state as bliss, also known as Zen, which is a concept taught in the art of Namaste. In Namaste, those that chose a particular house within said Shaolin would result ultimately in how which they would perform said Namaste in order to commemorate each house or polar opposite, and in each house a sacrifice of sorts or acceptance of all was to be made. These two different houses then became the two different forms of government that would lead China in their opposing government leaderships and rule. But predominantly we see the left arm be the point at which you then see in true Shaolin culture those that are cultured when performing the Namaste perform it one-armed forward in order to commemorate the sacrifice at which Datsu Huike performed the moment he severed his left arm. In the analysis created from this light and dark energies, we arise to the power of the dragon god, Long Wang, which in the dragon god we once again see another representation of a feathered serpent. Within said feathered serpent, we find the final form of the art of fighting, murder, which the moment human life is not respected and an individual in their climb upon each style of Kung Fu which in each style of Kung Fu, an evolution to combat the length at which the fight continued. And some Kung Fu battles lasted decades in their climb through the Kung Fu climb of their art styles. Because essentially, if you were extremely powerful at Kung Fu, which is a derivative of the art of Shaolin, if you were extremely powerful at Kung Fu, those that would challenge you, if you were to win, you would seek to learn from the better opponent. You were better than me. Teach me how to be as good as you. This was the mentality. To appreciate and be grateful for having someone greater than thyself. And in this particular greater than thyself, the art continues until ultimately the fight progresses to such a distance that the only way in order to finish said fight, the individual arises to the mentality of the dragon, a murderer. And in that particular mentality, we arise at the rulers that which would control, ultimately, the houses of these temples. Within these houses of these temples, you would once again see that in each individual house, a separate individual house, and the more these segregations occurred, according to the masters of the fighting arts, which the masters of the fighting arts rule the physical world. And these particular masters of the physical arts choose to be good. They could very well, in themselves, be of violent nature, but knowing their potential for violence, choose to inherently be good. And in that particular notion, you once again arrive at the statement behind Zen, reaching a state of bliss, where as an individual, no matter your rage level, you do not go past that particular point. A shield of sorts, a moral ground. And within said moral ground, the shield protects the individual from the dragon of chaos. Thank you.